Right now. All right. Let's see. All right. Look like we're tracking. I have to check to make sure the voice is still working. And just want to say hello to everybody. Hey, hello, 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 hello. I hope all is well, everybody. Let's see. Just want to make sure everything's cool. All right, down for that. Hello, this is Reverend Dr. Antonio Arnold, and I look so different since I've been changing the food I eat and what I take in. Thanks be to God. This is Reverend Dr. Antonio Arnold, aka Beast Mode Airborne. And you can tell the wings are right there. Anyway, guys, I just want to chime on and let you know my book has arrived. My book has arrived today, and I'm super excited. And the book is called The Chesterfield County, Virginia Careers Guide, Volume 1, a comprehensive guide to career, education, certifications, license, salaries, and business opportunities. Now, I'm quite sure you guys are wondering what this book is all about, and this is how I came up with the idea. Well, amen, amen. Thanks, honey. I really appreciate that. God bless you. But yeah, um, when I was young, coming out of high school, of course, I studied electricity, electronics in high school. Took a different trades opportunity from the VOTEC opportunity for VOTEC vocational industrial education, and I was introduced to plumbing, electrical, carpentry through Petersburg High Public Schools. Okay, and it just opened the world. Not to mention, my father is an industrialist. He's a master electrician by trade, a soldier as well in the Army Reserve, who served over 30 years altogether. And I was just looking at my father's lifestyle and the lifestyle I wanted, and I wanted something more. I wanted to also be in the electrical field, but I also wanted to serve in the military. And I wasn't sure which way to go and which would give me the bang for the buck for the training or education. Now, bear in mind, I did attend college straight out of high school. Okay, wasn't an easy task. Uh, and the ROTC, joined the reserve, got a scholarship later on after graduating basic AIT, and I wanted to do something that wouldn't require a lot from me, but I wanted it to be something rewarding. And I'm quite sure a lot of you guys, especially young students, this is what this book is designed for, students who wants a career but may not know how to transition to what career is best for them. The same thing from my experience, soldiers transitioning from active duty. And I have taken on a lot of opportunities. Some opportunity I found were great, but just wasn't for me. Some other opportunity I said I'll never go back to that ever again. And you just don't know. And it's all depending on where your market is, where your skill levels are, and location. And in today's world, location is everything, because you may have a greater opportunity in a bigger populated area that may have a demand for your skills, but in another populated area, geographically, it may not be that much in demand. Okay, so since I live in Chester or Chesterfield, I decided to write a book called The Chesterfield County, Virginia Career Guide, Volume 1. There's 4 volumes to this. It's a comprehensive guide to career, education, and certification license. So if you're trying to get, some jobs requires you to have a license, credentials. Other jobs may not have no credentials or license whatsoever. But in one form or another, you have to have some skills. You have to have some education. You have to have maybe a license here and maybe a certification there. And you may not need a license here, but you need a license to operate this piece of equipment. You follow what I'm saying? Or you may need a certificate to show that you are properly trained. Just like in the military. Every training course I have taken in the military, whether it be Army, Air Force, which I did serve, very diverse background. And some of you have a diverse background as well. I have to be certified. I have to go through a training. I have to go to what's called reclass. I have to go through an education program. And then also, I had to go through NCOAS or officer OES, officer training. So I have to go through these things to get that kind of experience. And it just led to me, I say, I want to save people time and a lot of unnecessary headaches if they don't have to go through it. Okay. A lot of times we don't even know how much we can earn. How much money you want to earn. I mean, rent is approximately between 15 to 3, maybe it depends where you are in DC, $4,000 a month. And you still got to have utilities, you got to still have food, you got to still have money for emergencies, you got to have money for union dues, you got to have money for your investments, 401ks if that matters, or other savings plan. And then you may have a family that's on top of that. And your income may not be sufficient enough. So you might have to look at ways of earning more in your career field. Okay? So this gives you a pretty much heads up. Now, what this book covers, and I got this book has arrived. This is how it looks like. This is volume 1. And I believe I covered just about all the way through to federal. So this one covers, and I'm going to go through the table of content to give you an idea. As it applies to you, this is the book for you, okay? And then later on, when volume 2 arrives, I'll explain volume 2. When volume 3 arrives, I'll explain volume 3. Now, there's an ebook available right now. These books are live online. You can get the hardback, paperback. It's going to be thick like this. It's going to be violent, but it's good for your eyes. So, I'm not going to read it in its entirety, because that'd be a long time. That's ready for you to get the book. But the table of content, of course, you got, of course, the introduction. Why does it matter? So let's look at why does it matter. And that's on page 11. Why does it matter? Why do you need this book? Selecting career is one of the most important decisions an individual will make, as well as information decision can lead to financial stability, professional satisfaction, personal growth, and an opportunity to make a meaningful contribution to society. You are in demand right now. There are folks looking for you. Conversely, choosing a career without understanding its educational requirements, employment outlook, earning potential, or without understanding or advancement opportunities can result in an unnecessary, challenging, and costly career change. I experienced that on my civilian side. Okay? Military was pretty much straightforward. Now, this guide matters because it brings together, and I appreciate you listening to this, and I want you to listen to this carefully and take notes. Together, that is often scattered across numerous websites, government agencies. Yes, I did my homework. Educational institutional, professional organization. Instead of searching multiple sources, readers can find valuable information on a comprehensive resource. Now, let me tell you, back in the 80s and 90s, we didn't have computers. We did not have computers. We did not have phones. We did not have apps. We didn't have none of those things. We can just Google, here's the information. All we had was newspapers. We had employment commission office that we had to go, or labor source businesses that we go to look for jobs. If you want to know what, if Ally Signal, Philip Morris is hiring, you have to go where? You have to go to the employment office. And they may not have everything covered. You may not, it doesn't break down the requirements, the educational requirements for that job, or they may be called, you have no idea they're hiring from within only until you apply for it and say someone more qualified, more acceptable was given the opportunity instead of you. Because some jobs do for hire within, but because of equal opportunity, they have to put it out there in public, though they have no intentions of hiring outside. That's just reality. Even the federal government is the same way for GS level, depending on what level you're going into, what kind of career. Is it an entry-level job, or is it a job that's definitely have no choice to get an outsourced source. Okay, so you definitely want to keep that in mind. And it's a very good book, I'm here to tell you. But it does matter. And you need resources that you can go to. A lot of times, even going through the website today, it's a challenge because a lot of times we don't understand how this thing. You may go to USA Job and USA Job and see thousands scrolling through hours of worth of information without even realize, okay, I need to narrow this thing down to this is where I am. Okay, you got to find one that fits for you. So in this side of the book, you will discover a career description, daily responsibility, which includes your daily responsibilities. Okay, you may use that on your resume. Educational pathways. What educational pathway do I need that is required of me to be successfully be candidate for this career? Okay, required license and certifications. Do I need a license to work? Now, do I have to go through a certification, then go to a board to take an exam to be licensed? Then I have to go through if there's, of course, local and state requirements. Okay, so if you want to be a lawyer, you go to law school and get your jurisprudence degree or doctor of jurisprudence, if I may, and that's not enough. Because after you graduate from law school, what's the next requirement? You got to take the bar. You got to take that bar exam to prove to them that you are capable of being representing clients and interpreting law in a court setting. Okay? So you have to have that. You have to go past the bar in your state to say, yes, you're good enough. That's why you got lawyers who are licensed in one area, got the bar in one area. They may have 2 or 3 licenses in 3 states, or maybe just 1. Okay? If you have a case in North Carolina and you live in Virginia, you cannot represent somebody in North Carolina and Virginia, if you don't have the license in Virginia. If that makes sense, I hope it does. You gotta have those type of credentials. Okay? That's in anything. Nursing degree, great. You got to get your license so you can work. Same thing with medical doctors. Whether it be in brain, it be in eye, optical, dental, doctor in dentistry, you still got to pass the exam in order to perform your duties. And that's why they could demand more in reference to compensation. Have you not know that? You only get what you're worth. Now, also the needs require essential workplace skills. Salary range. That's what the book provides. Employment outlook. Is this career going to be in demand in the near future? Career advancement opportunity. Major employers. Entrepreneurship opportunities. You don't have to work, but you can start working for a company as a bridge while you build your own bridge. Okay? Professional organizations. Growing impact of artificial intelligence and emerging technology and connection. You cannot, let me share some with you. AI is not going anywhere. I took a number of courses. I went to Cornell, took a course at Cornell University, and I took 3 courses, which I do have the professional certification on, in relations to artificial intelligence. Then I took another set of courses, which I am proud to say that I'm certified on, which allows me to operate a number of AI apps and operating systems where I know how to get them things to work for me. Okay? But you have seen. You need these skills. So understanding. So next, the book talks about understanding today's workforce. But first, our goal in this book, and what I wrote, my goal in this book for you, is not to simply help you find a job. That's not the goal. But to help you build a meaningful, a sustainable career. That's my long-term goal. And if you're watching this video, this one's for you. Please listen carefully. Okay? So, in understanding today's workforce looks very different than it did decades ago. Of course, technology continues to reshape nearly every profession, requiring workers to develop new skills, while adapting to challenging workplace expectation. If you're in high school right now, you really want to be in the technology sector. You want to be, as we say, computer literate. I'm 61 years old, and I'm very good with computer operation systems. My major is industrial electronics. I do have a technology degree. I also have technology certifications. Guys, you want to know this thing because I know how to maneuver this thing. I know how to work on this thing. So you want to know how these operating systems work and to jump into the careers you want to get into, okay? Because nowadays, it's no longer showing at the restaurant. It's no longer the days of showing up at the in the office and walking up to the front desk and say, I would like an application. Those days are over. Or I want to see the manager if I may. Are you hiring? Those days are over. Everything is done online. That means you have to understand Microsoft Word, Microsoft Office, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint. That's just the basic stuff. And I got into the AI stuff. Okay? But they're saying you should be familiar with youngins. I mean, I'm speaking to young people and young people at heart. I got a lot of people my age don't have a clue, and they're being left behind. You got to stay up to with the latest things. Okay? So employers increasingly value individuals who demonstrate what? Strong communication skills. It is mandatory that you speak English properly. Not this, yay, what's up? Oh, homie, my word. You don't, if you want a good job, you articulate the language that you are speaking. Okay, I hope that convey that message to you. You want to speak proper English if you want to work in the realm of success. I cannot overemphasize that. Critical thinking and problem solving. You definitely want to have that ability to critically think and come up with a solution. To think your way through, not emotion. Take the emotions, throw it out the window, and focus on things analytically. Okay? Digital literacy. I already discussed about computer literacy, digital literacy, the ability to adapt, adaptability. That's a must, brothers and sisters. Young brothers and sisters, you want to have a skill and adaptability. You want to adapt and overcome. You want to be in a position like military position. Push me through this greatly to adapt to change. Being, how we say, like Gumby, if you know the old cartoon animated character, being able to stretch, being able to be flexible. And sometimes we have to be flexible, okay? Teamwork, working with a team. Team of 3 people, 4 people. When you're all in the same team or you're leading a team, you have to be team oriented, okay? Every operations operate that way. It's no longer just me and my little cubicle, okay? Because what you do affects production, productivity, bonuses. It affects people's lives. I used to do warehouse work, forklift operation. I had a team. We all got to roll. We have to make sure we accurately pick those items, okay? That's going to be delivered because customers are waiting on them, okay? Leadership. To convey, to get the people to do a job. All right, customer service, another thing. Professional ethics, time management. Please do not waste time. I see so many people waste time. Commitment to a lifelong learning. How many of you are committed to a lifelong of learning? I'm still learning. I have been through 12 institutions of learning. Many of them have completed a number of courses. Many of them have obtained credentials. Many of them have obtained professional certification, not just military, but civil as well. Okay? So things you want to take in consideration for your future. Okay? Many high-paying careers no longer require traditional four-year degree, four-year colleges. That's a fact. You no longer have to be a four-year degree to earn $100,000. You no longer need a four-year degree to make $200,000. It's not. It's all about the skills. So, apprenticeship is your friend. Trade school is your friend. I've attended a number of trade institutions myself. Community college is your friend. Matter of fact, I'm a graduate from the United States Air Force Community College of the Air Force. Community College of the Air Force. That's correctly. Professional certification, already got that. Military training, got that. Industrial recognized credentials, proven excellent pathway and rewarding career with strong earning potential. And that way you can enjoy life when you retire. Or you can retire well as a young 40-year-old. At the same time, occupation in healthcare, information and technology, engineering, logistics, manufacturing, skilled trade, finance, public safety, education, business, continue to experience steady demands throughout Virginia. Did you know these jobs are in demand? These careers? And if you have those skills, you are in demand right now. Okay? Artificial intelligence, automations are changing how work is performed. Companies looking for individuals who has that kind of background. Okay? But they are also creating new opportunities for those willing to embrace innovation, continuously improve their skills. That means continue professional education. Workforce in the future will belong to individuals who combine technical expertise with creativity, sound judgment, adaptability, and desire to what? Keep learning. I hope my nieces and nephews are listening to me. I'm so proud of my nieces. I tell you, you girls are on it. I am so proud of you on both sides. You know, and my niece is in North Carolina working on her medical degree and becoming a medical doctor. And she already a licensed registered nurse. I'm proud of her. My other two nieces are doing their things and making a contribution to the world. My nephews are doing great things. Two of them are serving in the military, one in the Army, Air Force, and the other in the Air Force, to be specific. And I'm so proud of them. The other one's leading the charge as a technician. They have to be certified. Both of my nephews have to be certified. They have to be educated. They have to have credentials. They have to have a desire for more. Those are my nephews. My son, he's doing his thing down in Texas. My oldest son, who's on vacation right now, doing great things. My daughter is a leader, you know, in the world of customer service and acquisitions, you know. So all my children are doing their own individual thing. And myself, I'm still doing mine. So I'm still there, even though I'm retired. So opportunities are available to you guys. And if you don't know what those opportunities are, you really want to look at this book. If you're a young soldier just coming off active duty for the first time and looking like, where do I find my place? I used to be an infantryman. I've been an infantryman for over 15 years. And I'm like, what kind of job can I do? And most times people say, well, you can go into law enforcement or security. And I said, I've done more than just infantry. I was a leader. I was an officer. I have learned to articulate and draw strategies, you know. I used to do that. And then where can I find myself in a position where it pays very well or equivalent to what I'm doing when I left active duty? And that was hard to find. I couldn't work in the field of my school study because there was no demand for the job in the technology that I attended and graduated with. So it was tough. So how do you use this book? This book is a guide. It's organized to make career exploration simple and practical. That's what it says. Each chapter includes career overview, job description, daily responsibilities, educational requirements, okay? License and certification, essential skills, average salary, employment outlook, career advancement, major employers, professional organizations, entrepreneurial opportunities, recommended institutions, impact artificial intelligence. It covers that. And what this book covers, other steps like career planning your roadmap. It'll help you plan a roadmap to success. How many of you want to experience success? I'm not here to bring hype, and I'm going to tell you something. I have been in relationship businesses that have afforded people like myself an opportunity to gain wealth residually. Okay, and that's another story through volume 3. Okay, veterans can identify occupations that are aligned with their military experience while learning about civilian certification and license requirement. You may be a medic or a combat medic but you need to convert that into the civilian role. You may have to take a test. You may have to get recertified, okay? Even though you're already certified, right? I was certified, and I had to go to school to drive a 2.5-ton truck, operate a 20K forklift, 20,000 pounds, okay? It's the same, similar to the one that is a 20,000 pound front loader. I had to certify with that. I had to certify with a crab crawler. Those are the engineers. I had to do that. You know, I had to make sure I am skilled in these vehicle operations, okay? Even how to drive a Humvee. So I had to get all that kind of training. And how can we convey that to a commercial license, driver's license, where I can drive a 2.5-ton truck or van, if I will, or maybe a ton truck, a half a ton truck, okay, cross country. You know, it depends. Now, career planning, my roadmap. Successful career rarely happens by accident. They are built through careful planning, just like strategies. You have to plan. Continuous education and hard work. If your career requires continual learning, take the initiative to do that continual learning, sir. Okay? The days of I'm just good in one thing and it's over. If your mom and dad worked that same job, never got any additional upgrades, those days are over. Okay? If you want to compete. The following roadmap provides practical framework for achieving long-term career success. Step 1, discover your interests. What is your interest? What do you want to do? Identify your strength, your talent, values, and passion. Consider the type of work and environment, enjoy, and the impact you want your career to have on others. You got to ask yourself those questions. This is what you want to do. What do you want to do? Step 2, you want to research the company. Before you go out there and apply for a job anywhere, you look at the job you want to apply for, check and look them up, learn about the occupations they have that match your interest. Right here. Study the job responsibility, educational requirements, salary expectation, because it makes sense to know what range you fall into, okay? Future employment trends and advancement. Look what kind of opportunities for advancement are there. What are they? Research the career. I already said that. Step 2. Step 3, set career goals. Set career goals. I may not get too many amens on this, but you need to set a goal. Every day I set goals. And when I achieve my goals, that's a check off list. Got a new goal set. I have written over 78 books. My book is purchased all over the world. And did I reach my goal yet? No. But am I continuing to work on it? Yes. I'm in Germany. I'm in Italy. My books are in France, Britain, India, what else? No, let's see, Mexico, Brazil. Hey, I'm everywhere. Now, you definitely want to set goals. What else? Obtain the required education and training. I highly, highly, highly encourage you to get some type of training in an area of your interest. So you'll have that up the way. Because if I don't have to train you, I can go put you to work. And if you already got the training, but I want you to learn a little bit more of something that's related to the company, that related to your skills, the company will look at you. Okay? So you want to set goals, short-term, long-term. Establish realistic milestones for education, certification, promotion, professional development. That's what you want to do. Number 4, step 4, obtain the required education and training. Lord have mercy. I wish someone sat down with me and gone over this one, but I'm doing it now. It's in the book, and it's for life. So you want to obtain the required education and training, complete education, apprenticeship, certification, degree program required for your chosen profession. You want to be a medical doctor? Guess what? Bachelor's degree, and then straight to medical school. Go to be a doctor in dentistry, bachelor's degree again, foundation, straight to doctor in ministry and dentistry. Okay? You want to be a psychologist? Again, you need a bachelor's degree. Then you got the next step, master in psychology. Still have to major in both areas of psychology. Okay? Doesn't as long as you start one way, get those 4 year degrees. That's what requires a 4-year degree. Okay, there's no way of getting around. Then you got to get while you're in college, you have to go through an internship to get experience. A lot of people didn't realize that. Interns working without pay for free, it's like in ministry. That's where you gain some experience. That's through the intern. And that goes across your grade towards your degree. Can I get a witness? Especially those who are looking to obtain a master in counseling. If you're looking to become a counselor or a psychologist or a psychiatrist, yeah, you're going to have to do some intern work. Okay? Which is in addition to your time. So, or you're going to get through that apprenticeship program and get your certification so you can go straight to work. Okay? I've been through the apprenticeship program. Step 5, gain practical experience. I already talked about internship. Let's go straight to the apprenticeship. Volunteer opportunity. I've done quite a bit of volunteer opportunity to gain experience. Military experiences. Who? You see here? Quartermaster, Civil Affairs, Airborne, Infantry, Combat Engineer. I've done it all. And I've done Civil Engineer through the Air Force. Which is under my AFSC, I have 2 jobs. Basically, one is water purification and treatment. The other one is civil engineering, plumbing. And then the additional duties, construction work. Because everybody is a worker. So, you get your volunteer opportunities, military experience, or entry-level position that provides hands-on training and professional network opportunities. Okay? Step 6, build professional skills. Developing communication, leadership, teamwork, customer service, problem solving, financial literacy, technology skill that employer consistently value. They are looking, no matter what you got, they're looking, the employers and federal government employers are looking for people who possess those kind of skills. You walk in there with yang, yang, and all that, and ghetto GGG mama stuff, you'll never get a job. Especially the ones that's going to work, pay, and keep your home, put you in a safe home, in a safe environment. You'll never get it. You go ahead and talk slang, you ain't getting it. You don't articulate, you're not getting it. Interview, that's why those interviews are there for, to screen the weak or those who may not qualify. Tell me about yourself. Well, I'm from Petersburg and I have 3 kids. That's not going to get you the job. They're asking for what? They're asking for your credentials, your skills. What have you done? What type of job you're in? I've worked in information technology in the last 3 years. Within those 3 years, I have developed a new system that will streamline through AI productivity, increase data transition 5 times faster. And I received an award for that. I have a master's degree in theology, bachelor's degree in information and electronics. I have a master's degree in theological study. I have a master's degree in and some things I can point out, because I ain't done this in a while, in religious education. I have another MDiv in biblical studies. I have a doctorate in degree in ministry through biblical studies, doctorate in divinity. And I got tons of certifications. I mean, it'll take me all day just to mention it. But I kept myself in the grind. Okay? Graduated from infantry officer basic course. All right? Attended Nash Community College and restaurant and hospitality certification. Nash Community College, North Carolina. Sure did. Attended St. Leo's right at Fort Lee. And studying for a bachelor's in what? Human resource. Attending a master's through University of Phoenix in what? Human resource management. Yep. Because I got experience in doing that. Okay. Step 7, earn professional credentials. Obtain industrial recognized certification, license, continue educating that strengthens your qualification, increase your earning potential. That's a fact. Well, nobody ain't got time for learning all that. When money's everything, guys. Well, guess you don't need the money if you ain't got time to learn. If you ain't got time to sit down and read a book side watching television. You ain't got time to read a book, guess what? Or sit in the classroom, then guess what? Your net worth, that is your net worth. You want to build a better net worth, a better income for you and your family, then you got to put the application in and put the time. Okay? Don't tell me what you can do when you can't do it, when you're on this God-green earth. Okay? Join professional organizations, attend conferences, participate in community events. I attended a number of organizations at one point in time, and fraternal organizations too that were community-based driven. All right? So you want to cultivate relationship. You want to, with mentors and colleagues who can support your career development. If you're around people who are not helping you cultivate and mentor you to help you to succeed, then you need to part ways and go somewhere else. Number 9, advance your career. Number 9, advance your career. Pursue promotion, leadership role, advanced certification, specialized training, graduate education to continue expanding your professional opportunity. Be open to promotion. I don't want to be no supervisor. Your pay going to still be $15, $12, and $15 an hour. And when your car breaks down, you still got to go and get a GoFundMe to fix it. Your kids need equipment for higher education to go to a conference, and you can't afford to send them there. Why? Because you said you don't want it. I'm just being straight up. This is my experience. Always be open to career advancement. When I was in the Army, I was open to every opportunity. I volunteered for every opportunity. I put in for every school, for every opportunity, even though I may not be interested in that opportunity right now, but I know it's a stepping stone to better. If someone said we need some manager, hey, you play a great manager. Don't kill the job. Don't kill your destiny. And many of you are. Take on that responsibility. Upgrade your responsibility and leadership. I've been a restaurant manager. I've been a crew chief. I've been a supervisor. I've been a general manager. I have been a store manager. Okay? I sold cars as a sales manager. So you can do it. I've been a platoon leader. I've been a squad leader. I've been a team leader. Name a position I had other battalion commander. I've been a company commander, company XO. When the company commander's gone, guess who's the company commander? Me. Who's the platoon leader? Me. Who's the operations officer? Me. I do not run from responsibilities, and neither should you. Be willing to advance. Hey, we have a conference looking for people who wants to reclassify, retrain for this opportunity we have in Chicago. And we believe you make a good fit. And we're willing to compensate you for this. Are you going to say no? Are you going to say no? Sometimes you got to pack up and go. I did it. I was given the opportunity to reclass and be stationed at Fort Bragg. Guess what Palmer did? Palmer said, I said, hey, North Carolina is the place I got to go. So we loaded up, sold the house, and moved to Fort Bragg. Just the outskirts of it. Bought a house. 3.5 years. Then PCS for another opportunity right here back in Virginia. You got to be willing to move. Step 10, leave a lasting legacy. How many of you would love to leave a lasting legacy? True career success is not measured only by income or job titles, but also by a positive influence you have on others. Strive for mentor future professionals. That's what I'm doing now. Serve your community with integrity. Use your knowledge and experience to help others achieve their goals. And I have. I even help veterans. The Our Father for Veteran Disability Benefit. This is the bonus book. See that? I have helped, through this book, helped a lot of veterans. Okay? Remember, a successful career is a journey rather than a destination. Every skill you develop, every challenge you overcome, every opportunity you embrace contribute to a long lifetime of growth, service, and achievement. True story. I know I'm 30 minutes deep, but I want you to get this. So what kind of job does this book have? Well, the thing this book goes, part one covers what? Part one covers the Chesterfield County at a glance. Now, many of them say, hey, you grew up in Petersburg. Yeah, but I lived everywhere else too. And right now I live in Chester because I've done some analysis about Chesterfield. And Chesterfield is a county that have history, but is growing astronomically. I mean, it's growing, it's blowing up. I mean, that's the word I can say for it. Population demographic, over 340,000 people live here. Still growing. Homes are in demand. You look at it and say, that's a $600,000 house. Why are they building that? Nobody's going to buy that. Somebody building up $1 million house over here. Everybody's going to buy that. Somebody got a $4 million house over there. Why are they building it? Because nobody's going to buy it. One person going to live there. People are buying it. People are moving in every day. People are selling their homes. Even in my own subdivision right now. Got 2 houses for sale. They'll be gone within a couple of days. So don't put your sights on small stuff. Set your sights on bigger things, okay? So economic development, major employers, high growth industry. What industry are high growth? I identified through this book. Future workforce trends, that's in this book as well. So let's get down to the nitty-gritty of careers. Some of you may want to be a nurse. How many want to get into the healthcare industry? How many of you want to be a nurse? Well, here it is. Chapter 7 talking about nursing careers. Chapter 8 talks about physicians and surgeons. How many of you want to be a surgeon? What are the requirements? Well, let's take a look at nursing. On page 74. 74. Nursing career introduction. Nurse is one of the most respected, trusted, and rewarding profession in the world. As a chaplain, I have worked constantly with nurses, and as a counselor, that I've also been a counselor, I have worked in the mental health field, and my wife is a qualified mental health professional as well. We work with nurses. Very highly respected career, trusted, and rewarding profession. Matter of fact, it's the most rewarding profession in the world. Nurses are the backbones of the healthcare system, providing compassionate care, promoting health, preventing illness, educating patients and families, and serving as advocate for individuals across every stage of life. Whether caring for newborn, assisting trauma victims in emergency departments, supporting surgical teams, treating military veterans, managing chronic illness, or providing health hospice care, nurses play an essential role in improving health and well-being of their communities. Did y'all get that? I want my potential nurses to hear that, okay? The demand for nurses continue to grow throughout Chesterfield County, the Commonwealth of Virginia, and the United States. There's not enough of them. There's not enough of you guys. So, the pickings are there for you. Population growth advancing in medical technology, aging population, including myself, expanding access to healthcare services, increasing the number of retired nurses has created exceptional career opportunity for individuals entering the profession. For those seeking a meaningful career in the excellence, job security, competitive salaries, flexible work schedule, numerous advancement opportunities, nursing offers one of the strongest career paths available, especially in the federal side through the VA. And we need nurses for the bureau side, for the federal bureau side, okay? So what is nursing? Nursing is both an art and a science. It's combined medical knowledge, clinical skills, compassionate communication, leadership, critical thinking to provide patient-centered care. Hope y'all get that, my future nurses. Nurses work closely with physicians, therapists, pharmacists, social workers, and other healthcare professionals, and to include the chaplaincy, to assist patients, develop treatment plan, administer medication, educate patients, and monitor recovery. And they do a good job of that. The professional required expertise as well as empathy, integrity, patience, and what? Sound judgment. You make the judgment call on that floor. If you're an RN or a manager, a supervisor, or who's had to be a RN, you're in charge. You make that call. You make some decisions. While the doctor's away, you got to make decisions on a blink of an eye, and you're in demand. So, and I have worked with so many wonderful nurses. I'll tell you, they're the best of the best this country has to offer. So why I choose nursing? Nursing offers numerous advantages, including, and I'm just going through my book here, so you understand how it works. Strong job security. How many of y'all want strong job security? You don't have to worry about being laid off. You don't have to worry about having your hours cut. It's not enough for you. Some of you might pull more than 40 a week. So you don't have to worry about job security. You don't have to worry about losing your job unless you do something really crazy. Excellent salary potential. They're definitely that. I have to agree with that. Flexible work schedule. Some of you may work nights, some of you may work days, some of you may work in between. Multiple career specialty. There's plenty of career specialty within nursing. Pick and choose. Get your certification. Get those credentials. Work in that environment that you want to work in. Leadership opportunities, that's always a need. You can have the skill, but now have leadership in you. And it's not leadership, it's not for everybody. You just may be happy doing where you're good at. And there's someone who's just as good, but they want leadership opportunities, and they'll thrive in that. Okay? Career advancement, geographic mobility. Are you willing to move? If you're in Texas, we need you right now in Texas. We'll help you move. Some companies will pay for you to move. Okay? Geographic opportunity to travel. Ability, we got what's called a traveling nurse. And this nurse who did an evaluation on me, she traveled from one point to one city to the next. And she made lots of money doing it. Ability to positively impact lives every day. And they do. Don't you dare say they don't. They do. For many individuals, nursing is more than a career. It's a calling to serve. Others during some of the most important moments of their lives. So what's the career pathway to nursing? Well, the first stage is CNA. CNA. Now, it stands for Certified Nursing Assistants. You are the frontline troops. You are the ones who are directly embedded with those patients. Okay? You are the one who's working hands-on with gloves on. All right? Typical education is the only biggest thing required. Typical education, state-approved CNA training program. Typical program length, 4 to 12 weeks. Okay? It's not a degree. Virginia certification required? Yes. That means you have to pass the course. What's the salary? $35,000 to $45,000 a year. Can y'all hear that? $35,000 to $45,000. That's over $16 to over $20 an hour. Okay. Primary responsibilities are assisted with daily living activities, monitors vital signs, help patient with mobilities, like me, support nursing staff, like the RNs, the LPNs, maintaining patient comfort. We're going to change your sheets, Mr. Arnold. Oh, Mr. Arnold, let me adjust the bed to make you a little bit more comfortable. Did you get your lunch today? We're going to go ahead and order and make sure you get your lunch, okay? Are you comfortable? You need a new pillow? Are you cold? We can put a warm blanket on you. Are you hot? We're going to go ahead and turn the temperature up, down a little bit for you, keep you cool. Did you drink your water? Here's your meds, okay? Now, on the other side, we got the next level. The next level in nursing is called what? licensed practical nurse, or LPN. And I worked when I was in the mental health, working in healthcare through the mental health side. We have both LPNs and RNs. Okay, and what are they do require to have an education, a practical nurse diploma. Now that may have changed, but it's the latest information I have here. Typical program length 12 to 18 months of training. Okay, Virginia license is required. Now you notice CNA only needs a certification required, not a license. LPN required a license. Yes, it does. Now, what's the average salary for an LPN? Anybody want to add? An LPN license is required, and I meant to add salary. The salary is between $50,000 to $70,000. Who cannot use $50,000 to $70,000 coming straight out of high school? Okay, and you go through a practical nursing diploma program in your area, and then you go to work. Or you can start off as a nurse's assistant, and while working your way to LPN. And what are your key responsibilities? I'm going to list them right now. Administer medication management. You're going to do that. Monitor patients, right? Perform basic nursing, what? Procedures. Okay? Assist physician and RN. Okay? And educate patients. Here's the difference. You're assisting the physician this time. As a CNA, you're assisting what? You're assisting the nursing staff. So the LPNs work in conjunction with professional staff, but most importantly, that physician. And you're responsible to educate the patients on medication, or whether it be medication or, what are their steps they need to do. Educate them and their families. Hey, when you're exiting, when you're checking out, these are the things you need to do. Especially if you're checking out the ER, out processing out the ER, or leaving the hospital as general. They're supposed to educate you. $50,000 to $70,000. It's much better than $35,000 to $45,000. So which one you rather have? Now, here's the one I call the top dog in nursing. Registered nurse. Registered nurse. Now, it does require education. Now what are the educational requirements? Okay. Associate degree in nursing, or a bachelor's degree in nursing. I want y'all to hear me out again. Now, on LPN, all you need was what? A practical nursing diploma. But when you get into registered nurse side of the house, and I thought they was getting rid of the LPN, but not, they didn't, meaning the institution. The associate degree in nursing would qualify you as a registered nurse. The bachelor's degree in nursing will qualify you as a registered nurse. Now, LPN requires a license. RN require a license. And also, National Council Licensure Examination. National Council Licensure Examination, or NCLEX-RN. If someone who's a registered nurse can verify that with me, I would love for you to chime in and leave a comment. If you got the latest and greatest requirements, please add that to the comment as well. We appreciate you for that. Guys also have to be Virginian RN licensed. What is the average salary for an RN? Now, I already told you an LPN is 50 to 70, right? Much is given, much is required, right? The average salary is between $75,000, correction, to $110,000. It's all based on basic information experience. Now, if you have over 15 or 20 years experience, you have so many logs of nursing, hours of nursing for years, yes, you can ask for more. Some do pay more, okay? So what are your responsibilities as an RN? I'm glad you asked. Patient assessment. You know, when an incoming patient comes in, a nurse and conducting an assessment. Got that little walking computer, tab laptop right there and asking me questions. Because they're doing this assessment on the patient. Medication administration. Well, guess what? Who does that too? LPN. Care planning. Now that's what an LPN don't do, unless it's somewhere else. Care planning, providing the planning, care planning. This is what this patient is going to receive while they're here. Under our care. Patient education. So you're educating that patient. What is going to be happening for them? What is going to be? They're going to let them know basically what's going to happen while they're here. Okay, while they're in the hospital, while they're at the clinic, while they're at the nursing home, that sort of thing. Emergency care. You provide emergency care. Leadership. There's a big L on that. As an RN, you have to lead. You are a leader. Okay? Whether it be a associate or a bachelor's degree, you are a leader. You are the boss. You are in charge. And then you may be in charge of several other RNs. Now, when you get to, now that's as far as, now, I wanted to address also the Bachelor of Science of Nursing, the BSN, okay? Many still hospitals now prefer or require BSNs, which stands for Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, okay? And what is the advantage of having a bachelor's degree in nursing for RNs? I'm glad you asked. It offers you a higher salary. It offers you leadership opportunities. Okay? In public health, management positions. I have known individuals who are the manager or director of that area, in that area, or that post, or as we say in the military. So whatever managing position is, that's yours. You are, whatever shift, you're responsible. Okay? That's why they pay you the big bucks. You got graduate school eligibility. So when you get your Bachelor of Science, you're eligible to go through a master program. And which brings me to the master program. Okay? Master of Science in Nursing, or MSN. Okay? The advanced practical opportunity include, for master's degree now, nurse practitioner. And I have quite a few. When the doctor's not available, I walk in there and say, okay, I need to see a doctor now. I need to see somebody now. Doctor's not available. Guess what they send me? A nurse practitioner. Functioning almost close to a doctor. Because they have that degree. Clinical nurse specialist. Nurse educator. Nurse administrator. Then getting close to that director or someone in the top level of responsibilities. Nurse midwife. What's the salary for an RN? Typically, the salary between bachelors, that could be off, but it could be more or less. But you're looking between 110 to 170,000 plus. So if you want to be a nurse, you're looking at, as particular RN, 110 to 170,000. I know a nurse personally who was working for a corporation, and she finally got her doctorate in education. She's an RN. She has a master as a nurse. She got her credentials and all her certification. And at the time, this was like back in the 90s, $50,000 was a big deal. Now that thing over 100,000 plus. That's over $10,000 a month. That could be $12,000 a month, $15,000 a month. You know what lifestyle you live just for that alone? But you will be putting in the hours and you being working in the profession. You will have, of course, flexibility on your time, your vacation time. Like, hey, when leadership comes with perks. Okay. Now here's the last one. Doctor of Nursing Practice. DNP. It's the highest clinical nursing degree. The highest. Graduates often become executive leaders, healthcare administrators. I mean, you can start your own business. And I know nurses who have their own healthcare business or mental health business. Okay, used to work for one. Healthcare administration, advanced practical provider, researcher, university professor. Yes, let's say it again. University professors. Typical salary 140 to 220,000 plus. Some makes over 500,000. They're out there. They're in demand. They can go anywhere in the world or any other part of the country. I have known nurses that are in demand so much that one moved as a registered nurse in the Philippines, got a job here as a nurse in the United States. We work out the credential difference or accreditation, so to speak. Yeah. You got some folks who are nurses. That's why accreditation is everything, because you got to be able to have flexibility to move from one continent to another. Because human care is human care. Okay? Can we agree with that? Now, some of you may not want to be just in one type of nursing. Here is a number of nursing specialization you may be interested in. Nurse may specialize in a dozen of clinical areas. Popular specialties include emergency nursing. You know, the nurses that work in an emergency room. Critical care, intensive care unit, or ICU. Cardiology, oncology, pediatrics, neonatal nursing, labor and delivery, still nursing, specialization, women's health, that's a big one, orthopedics, psychiatry, home health, hospice, public health, school nursing. And I remember a number of school nurses, I used to make them bumps and bruises, and I used to hurt myself. And I had to go to the principal office, go to the office, and then we go to where the nurses station to provide that kind of care, bandage me up, and send me on my way. Rehabilitation nursing, surgical nursing. You know, I had surgery. I had a number of surgery. And guess what? A nurse was there. Telehealth. I make a call to the VA. Who I'm talking to? A nurse. I may call a civilian. I'm talking to a nurse. Typical work setting. Hospital, physician office, urgent care, nursing home, rehabilitation center, schools, colleges. Yes, we got nurses in colleges and universities. Home health care agency. You can start your home health care agency. Government agency. Military facility. Yes, the Army, the military does have nursing. Civilian nursing. Veterans Affairs Medical Center. There's a need for that. You definitely need you there. Correctional facility. FCC needs you. Okay? Public Health Department. If you've never heard of Public Health Department, it is the semi-military. It's like, in a way, like the Navy, because it used in ranks that's connected to the Navy. I have met a lieutenant commander working at the Bureau of Prison, providing health care to inmates. And that's what they do. They'll be everywhere. Whenever there's a federal government, they're there. I'm not saying everywhere, but most of the time you find them in federal prisons, federal institutions, federal hospitals, that sort of thing. Okay? And I met some of the most professional public health care workers in the world. And I have a great deal. I have a lieutenant commander I have befriended, and one of the most wonderful individuals I have ever met. Okay? Occupational health clinic and telemedicine. Daily responsibility, depending on the specialty of the nurse, may include access to patient conditions. You can be right there. Administer medication, definitely. Monitor vital signs all the time. Develop care plan every day. Perform wound care. Educate the patient. Assist physician. Document medical records. Coordinate healthcare coordinate healthcare teams. Response to emergency. You may get a cold blue and you, boom. In that cold blue, that person could be having a heart attack, suffocation, asphyxiation. It's an emergency. You're an advocate for the patient. provide emotional support, and they do. They do. I'm telling you, I had a real good nurse when I had my neck surgery, and I'll tell you, I never forget them. Okay, what are your essential skills? Compassion, communication, critical thinking is a must. Clinical judgment is a must. Time management, leadership, teamwork, adaptability. You cannot get stressed out on this job. You have to adapt to the current situation because situation can change in the blink of an eye. Okay? Problem solving, emotional intelligence, cultural competence. You have an understanding of different cultures. Professional ethics, license and certification. Common certification include basic life support, advanced cardiological life support, pediatric advanced life support, trauma nursing core course, critical care registered nurse, certified emergency nurse, oncology certified nurse. And here's the salaries again. $35,000 to $45,000 expected salary, depends where you live for a CNA. LPN 50 to 70,000. RN 75 to 110,000. Nurse manager 100,000 to 140,000. Nurse practitioner 120 to 170,000. So that's like 12,000 a month to 17,000 a month. Nursing executive 150,000 to 220,000 plus. Can you use 20,000 a month? It takes time, experience, and clinical education. You got to pay to play. Salary based on education, certification, experience, specialty. This is stuff you're looking at if you want to move. Okay. Major employer that in Chesterfield County or in Greater Richmond region. Any hospital in this area. Outpatient surgery, rehabilitation hospital, Veterans Affairs Medical Center, McGuire, just to name a few. Home health care agency, long-term facility, hospital organization, public schools, government agency, occupational health providers. These organizations employ thousands of nurses across Central Virginia. Professional organizations that's good, such as the American Nurse Association, Virginia Nurse Association, National League for Nursing, Sigma Nurse Honorary Society, Emergency Nurse Association, American Association of Critical Care Nursing. May I say no? Educational opportunity, career and technical education, CTE, community colleges, university accredited BSN program, nurse to BSN program, MSN program, doctorate program. Entrepreneurship opportunity, home health care agency. I know a friend, associate of mine, who does own a home health care agency, and it pays in dividends. You know, then you got to deal with employee paid benefits, the patients. You're the patient advocate. There's a lot to that too, but you can do it. And remember, dedication, leadership counts. Nurse consulting, legal nurse consulting, medical staffing agency, wellness coaching, occupational health service, IV hydration clinic, mobile health service, nurse education, CPR training centers. There's nothing holding you back, man or woman, from these opportunities in nursing. I'm just talking on nursing. I'm not even talking about other stuff, even physicians stuff. Impact of artificial intelligence, here's the impact. Medical imaging is AI now. Clinical documentation, patient monitoring, predictive analytic through AI. Because of what? Information, patterns. Medication safety, scheduling, resource management. While AI improves efficiency, it cannot replace what? Compassion, clinical judgment, empathy, human connection that nurse provide every day. Career advancements, you'll be a charge nurse, clinical specialist, nurse educator, nurse manager, director of nursing, chief nursing officer, nursing practitioner, researcher, healthcare executive. And I'm going to stop. And of course, here's the chapter summary. There it is. I mean, that little piece of information is a lot to swallow and I mean, to digest. But that's the nursing professional in itself, so you can prepare for yourself for physician, physician associates, and surgeons, and a whole lot here. And the requirements are just as intensive. I had a a doctor who specialized in neck. He did my neck surgery. It's all there. You guys, you may want to, and you may not want to be a nurse or a doctor, medical doctor. You may want to be work in a career in an allied health career, behavior health, dentistry. Let's say look at behavior health 109. 109. Everything here is I wish I knew when I was in my 20s. Okay? Behavior health professionals play a vital role in promoting mental health, emotional, social well-being. Now, what are they? Type of behavior health. What is behavior health? Behavior health focuses on how emotions, psychological behaviors, social factor affects a personal overall health and well-being. Professionals in the field help individuals address issues such as what? Depression, anxiety, trauma, grief and loss, substance use disorder, relationship challenges, family conflict, stress management, crisis intervention. I took a course in crisis intervention through as a chaplain. Behavior disorder, serious mental illness, developmental intellectual disability. Why choose a career in behavior health? It goes into detail why you should do it. Okay? Major behavior health career, psychiatrist. Okay? You need a bachelor's degree, you need a master's degree, medical degree, okay? Or a DO, a psychiatric residency, Virginia medical license. How much do they pay? Listen up carefully. $250,000 to $350,000 plus. You gotta have a passion for it. You gotta be licensed in Virginia. Okay, that's the psychiatrist side. Let's look at the psychologist side. Look into your soul. Okay, the psychologist is going to evaluate evaluations, individual therapy, family therapy, group therapy, psychological testing, behavior intervention, and research. There's a bunch of them right at the VA. Doctor degree, PhD, or psychology degree. Licensure required, $90,000 to $150,000. It's the salary. Some people get more than that. Licensed professional counselor. That's the LPC. Okay, those you don't know. LPC, licensed professional counselor. My wife was working towards that. She got a master's, bachelor. She got an associate, a bachelor, and a master in health and human services. Taking the same course as someone who's taking for the LPC. The difference of accreditation requirements is a different level that in which they look for that degree. So if you got an LPC versus a Master in Human Services, guess what? Who's gonna get the license? The ones with the licensed professional counselor degree. Do you have to be able to do some intern work? Yes, you do. She'll already complete half of it, but she got to do that intern work. She's retired. We're over 60 years old. We ain't trying to do nothing else. But anyway, DARE can help with managing emotional behaviors and mental health concerns through counseling and what? Psychotherapy. Responsibility of a licensed professional counselor. Individual counseling, family counseling, crisis intervention, treatment planning, behavior assessment. Yes, they do assessments. Yes, they do. And there's a checklist in which they sit with a client or the individual to make a determination and to put a plan together based on their treatment. It's a treatment plan. So that's how they come up with a treatment plan. Okay? Behavioral health assessment, wellness education. It requires a master's degree in what? Professional counseling. I'm going to say that again. Please do not study any other degree than professional counseling if you look to be licensed. Okay? I talk like a man. I've been there. I was going to open up a business in counseling, not being the counselor per se, but setting up the opportunity where professional counselor would work for me or work as an independent contractor. All I do is make sure the tools that they need is in place. So the typical salary is between $65,000 to $95,000 annually. So that's approximately what, $5,000, $6,000 on the low, um, maybe almost 10,000 a month on the high. Licensed clinical social worker, that's another one, another big one that I'm familiar with. Clinical social workers provide counseling while helping individuals and families assess community resources, support system, mental health counseling. And I know a doctor who is a licensed clinical social worker. Case management, you can be a case manager. Crisis intervention, somebody want to commit suicide, behavioral health issue, having a major shutdown. Resource coordination, advocacy, family support. Education, a master in social work is a must. Pay 65 to 100,000. Some people get paid more than that. Marriage and family therapist. You got to have a master's degree. Sheila's specialization is marriage and family under a Master of Art in Human Services. Okay. And she counsels a lot of folks. Okay. Marriage and family therapists help couple and family improve communication, resolve conflict, and strengthen relationship. So in ministry, you need that kind of training if you're going to help a family provide that kind of service to families. As a pastor, I have taken a lot of counseling courses to prepare me for that in addition to what is required for my MDiv or my Master of Art in Theological Studies, because I wanted to be a professional counselor as well at one point. So you get couple therapy, family therapy, parenting, education, conflict resolution is a must. If you don't understand conflict resolution, don't do that. Call and try to find a marriage and family therapist or a licensed clinical social worker or a licensed professional counselor immediately. Got to have a master's degree. Got to be Virginia licensure required. 70,000 to 100,000 salary. Substance use counselor. That means substance use counselor assists individuals recovering from alcohol, drugs. You're doing counseling, education, relapse prevention, recovery planning. Recovery, what is the responsibility? Recovery and counseling, treatment planning, group therapy, family education, again, back to family. Relapse prevention, community referral, that pays 50 to 80,000. Sometimes some people earn up to 100,000. It's probably about 10,000 a month before taxes. Behavioral health technician. Behavioral health technicians support licensed professionals by assisting patients in residential treatment facility, hospital, community program. They monitor, like qualified mental health professionals, monitor the patients, assist with therapeutic activities, document officer observation, support treatment plan, encourage healthy behavior. That pays $38,000 to $55,000, no degree required. Behavioral health technician, that's what you are. I've been equivalent to that. What other job is? Now, case manager coordinates service for individuals with mental illness and developmental disability and complex healthcare needs. Responsibility, need assessment, care coordination, resource referral, advocacy, treatment monitoring, and documentation is a must. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Typical salary, 50 to 75,000. Practical saving, behavioral health professional, work in many environments, including hospital, community mental health centers, private practice, schools and university, Virginia Veterans Department of Veterans Affairs Medical Center, military treatment facility, substance abuse treatment center, residential treatment program, correctional facility. Oh yeah, definitely need people like that. I have a friend who is a psychiatrist by degree, and I had I experienced a crisis. And I remember what I learned in seminary and under crisis intervention, end up saving a life. I'm not going to name because that's classified, but saving a life and kept that individual on the phone long enough until I get that psychiatrist on the line and transition them. And the main thing is to keep them talking. You got to care about what you're doing because you're impacting lives. And I had the opportunity to save a life. working for the federal. So you are needed if you got that kind of background. Employee assistance program, hospital organization, public health, telehealth. Essential skills, compassion, active listening, that's a must. Communication skills, critical thinking, emotional intelligence, cultural competent, patience, professional ethics, okay? Crisis management skill, you gotta have that skill. You get some training on it, how to deal with it. Problem solving ability, collaboration, professional boundaries. These qualities help establish trust and support positive therapeutic relationship. License required. And here's just, it breaks it down right here. Licensed professional counseling, LPC. Licensed clinical social worker, LCSW. Licensed marriage and family therapist, LMFT. Licensed clinical psychologist, psychiatrist, Virginia medical license, because you are a medical doctor. Professional must meet education, supervision, supervised experience, examinations, education requirement established by the Virginia License Board. Okay. Salary expectation, behavioral health technician, 38 to 55, unless you're in leadership. Case managers, 50 to 75. Substance use counselor or abuse counselor, 50 to 80,000 on the minimum. Now I could be off, I could be plus or minus, but I'm pretty close. Let's see, licensed clinical social worker, 65 to 100,000. Licensed professional counselor, 65 to 95,000. Marriage and family therapist, 70 to 100,000. There's a lot of folks need therapy. Psychologist, 90 to 150,000 plus. Psychiatrist, 250,000. Talking about the brain, the soul, 350,000 plus. Compassionate varies. Compensation varies according to education, your license, certification, specialty, employer, geographic location, and years of experience play a major role in that. And there are hospitals, community service board, behaviorist clinics looking for you, private counseling practice. You may want to start your own private practice, okay? School system looking for you, college and university, always looking for professors, or you're looking for individual to help student cope, okay? Veterans Affairs Medical Facility, definitely a must, definitely a must. If you're a licensed professional counselor, the VA medical center is looking for you. I know that. Same thing with and I'm speaking for the federal side. I can't remember speaking for the state, even though I work for the state too. Even for working for the Federal Bureau of Prison, they're looking for you. Even the FBI is looking for you. Okay, because you need somebody who are psychiatrists to evaluate individuals. Looking for that pattern. So the federal government is looking for you. Your military is looking for you too. Military hospitals are looking for you. Substance use treatment center, residential treatment facility, they're looking for you. Public health, group homes looking for you. Okay? Nonprofit organization looking for you. Employee assistance providers, telehealth. And also, and talk about professional organization, I'm familiar with this one very well. It's called the American Psychological Association. And the reason I'm familiar with that, because my wife was working towards her master's degree in human services, and also her master and professional counseling degree at the time too. So everything we do, she does, has to be within, and for that degree program, have to be within requirements that the American Psychological Association requires. And that's the truth. Okay, I even have a book, their book, myself, because within my degree, even in seminary, as a looking to be pastor or chaplain, you have to be involved with within those guidelines. Okay, American Council Association, National Association of Social Workers, American Association of Marriage and Family Therapy, National Board of Certified Counselor, NBCC. American Psychiatric Association. I've been studying, been looking this stuff up. Y'all just don't understand. I had to go back. It's like going back to college. Technology and behavioral health, technology, health counseling, electronic health records, digital screening tool, promote remote patient monitoring, mobile mental health applications, virtual support group, AI assisted clinical documentations, data analytics for populational health, career advancement, clinical supervisor, program director, behavior health administrator, okay, clinical educator, researcher, university faculty, healthcare executive, policy advisor, consultant. You can have the opportunity to become an entrepreneur opportunity. Here it is. Counseling practice. You can open your own counseling. I look to do it. I almost open my own counseling practice. All that I need is people. And also licensed professional counselors to do the intake. That's it. Group therapy center, family therapy in clinic, substance use treatment program, behavior consulting firm, employee wellness program for corporations. What else? Telehealth counseling service, corporate mental wellness. And see how this is a big deal to corporations because they want to maintain some balance here. Professional training organization, ethical responsibility are behavioral health professionals are entrusted with sensitive personal information, significant behavioral responsibilities, ethical practice require respect for confidentiality, informed consent, professional competence, cultural humility, appropriate boundaries. I remember that class I took called Boundaries. It's a good course. Evidence-based care, building trust with integrity, compassion, professionalism, and fundamental to affect behavior health. It's right here. And then it talks about, there you go. See that? So it covers that, guys. And it goes into more dentistry, behavior, pharmacy, emergency medical, home health care, rehabilitation service, healthcare administration. On the technological side, computer support, network administration, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, which is also our stuff, software development. Guys, if you're in technology, you want to get into this. You're interested in software development, this is what you want to be in, okay? Cloud computing, you can make up to $200,000 with a bachelor's degree in that field because it's in demand, okay? AI is in demand. Look at all these centers they build up in Virginia, 3 of them. So guys, they need you. Cloud computing, data analytics, database administration, web development, I've done some of that, computer engineering, okay? And there's different types of engineering within the information technology realm, okay? Engineer careers. Now, I have a background with that. I was electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, okay? Civil engineering, done that, okay? Electrical engineering, I went to school for that. Industrial engineering, I went to school for that. Manufacturing engineering, chemical engineering, environmental engineering, robotic engineering, and about myself. This is volume 1 by itself. Volume 2 covers other things like law enforcement, emergency responders, law enforcement, and the local, state, and federal realm. Okay? I make sure I cover everything. And within my experience, that's the reason I do this. Because I love you enough to know what's out there. What is out there, guys? So volume 1 is going to take you through the clinical side. It's going to take you to the healthcare side, the information technology side, the engineering side, not construction engineering, but it's going to take you to electrical, industrial, the stuff I just mentioned to you. Now, when you're ready to get into carpentry, electronics, electrical, plumbing, I mean, you're looking to that kind of civil engineering, there's a portion that talks about it in more detail. I may have already covered in this one, but I just haven't looked at it. But it gives you the job description, guys. Let me take a look at here again. Civil engineering, 335. 335. I mean, there's a lot of certifications for that stuff. Okay. Civil engineering work project involve roads and highway, bridges, buildings, airports, rail system, water supply system. That's my background too. Wastewater treatment. That's my background too. Stormwater management, mines, dams and reservoir, public utility, done that too. Commercial development, environmental restoration. Why choose this career? It explains it. It talks about the pay categories in civil engineering. What do you want to do in civil engineering? There's so many things. We got transportation engineers. We got structural engineers. They pay up to $440,000, however, $150,000. What are you trying to do? Geotech engineering. dealing with soil, foundation design, slope, stability, ground improvement. Because you can't just build everything on everything. Because you don't know the soil, is it sand and sandstone? Sandstone are vulnerable to water. You run a lot of water through that sandstone going to dissolve. And guess what? You got a hole on that thing. And guess what? You got a sinkhole that's going to happen. That's Florida. That's I know because of sandstone. So you got to do soil investigation work. Stormwater management, floods, water distribution system, done that too. Hydraulic watershed planning, drainage design, environmental civil engineering, water treatment, wastewater, pollutant control. That's that ecology. I had to take the course in that. Environmental remediation, regulatory compliance. You had to know all that stuff. Construction, daily responsibility of that, and civil engineering alone. You can make up to $160,000 in engineering. Okay, you just pick what you want. Department of Transportation pays very well. So that's just a little bit. I didn't get to electrician. I didn't get to. That's in another book. Another book will cover all that. It's going to cover all that and then some, and how AI makes an impact in efficiency. But I discussed all this beautiful stuff here, chemical engineering, that's in here as well. You want to get to know every piece of professional. All the professionals out there. A lot of them I have done over the years through the military. A lot of them I have done construction work. I had jackhammers, 50-pound, 25-pound jackhammer, breaking concrete for a project for an old pharmaceutical plant. And I had to climb that thing every day. 3 to 4 stories high with just, or maybe one lucky had a strap on. Scared out of my wits. I said, I need a parachute. I'd rather deal with a parachute than deal with just strap and fall down, hit the beam. And I did a good job. I done a good job. But it was hard work, very work intensive. But get the job done because you're doing work that you can see. Okay? And if you can't deal with that, then it's just not it's not the profession for you. Okay? Good way to start. Overcome your fears of height. And you can do a good job, and you'll make good pay. It's just not for you. But yeah, this is volume 1. You got volume 2 on the way. It's on Amazon. Okay, you do it. Type in the Chesterfield County, Virginia Guide, Volume 1. Comprehensive Guide to Career Education, Certification, License, and Salary and Business Opportunity. Everything has a business opportunity to it. Get this book, read it. You can help somebody. If you're a career counselor, you want to get this book. If you're a school career counselor, you want to get this book. Here it is. Especially in the Chesterfield area or surrounding Richmond surrounding, this is the book to have. I put a lot of research and work. I mean, you want to get into robotic engineering, there it is. Automation robotics. Got it already done. Research already done. I mean, short of telling you my whole life story, that's pretty much it. It's up to you. And had I known this, my life story would probably be a little different. Had I had a mentor or a book that tells me this A, B, C, D, E, I probably made some career choices maybe a little differently. And I may not, but I probably leverage it a bit more than I would have then. Okay? And that would probably change my life as well. But we're doing pretty good. And I got great plans when I turn 86, 67. But 67, I want to do something really big. May do it before then. But as soon as I turn 67, all bets are off. So I just want to share that with you guys. It's a great book. Here's another great book, The Art of Filing for Veterans Disability Benefits. It's a step-by-step process. I already helped a veteran today looking to get started. I showed her the book. It's a self-help book, just like a TM, training manual or field manual. Self-help. When I was doing professional NCOAS and OES, I had to study the manual. Okay, this is a manual to help you reach your goals and dreams. Okay, so take that into consideration, guys. And guess what? I've been on for 1 hour and 34 minutes chatting with you. But guys, there's a lot of good, important information. I highly encourage you to pay attention to what I just shared with you. If you're looking for something better than the minimum pay, with minimum pay characteristics, and you're willing to be coached and set yourself in position to be coached, be familiar where you want to go. Be familiar where you want to go. All right? In the meantime, guys, because I've been there, done that. You see my resume, you see my certification, I can go anywhere, and I'm not begging. I'm going to tell you that right now. I don't have to beg no more for a job. I can demand my salary. I can negotiate where I want to live and how I want to do the job, because I have credentials that are in demand. You got to have the credentials. You got to be humble enough to be willing to be coached. And when you come, after you get coached and certified, you go out there and provide great service with a great attitude. Definitely articulate, and at the same time, be able to speak without slang. Articulate. Look your client or whoever you're talking to in the eye and be able to articulate you about yourself, okay? You want to tell, who am I? What are my skills? What am I all about? Instead of saying, man, I just sit here and I'm just from this area, man. That's not what they're asking. They're asking about, what are your skills? Your years of service. What did you do? That's pretty much in a nutshell. You want to know what I do? You can see it right here on my head. Now, then I wouldn't be wearing it. But I can tell you, I put every bit of 22 good years in this thing. Cross branch from the Army to got the Air Force when the Army wouldn't take me, and then went back to the Army to Civil Affairs land and PSYOP to set myself in position to be considered for Army chaplaincy as a captain. And now the chaplains don't wear rank anymore. They wear the 2 crosses or whatever their ecclesiastic endorsement of their religion is. Okay? A lot of changes. You got to be ready to change, keep yourself competitive with the change, and starting with being willing to learn. You don't have time to play football, watch football games. You don't have time to play around with friends, hang out and drink beer. You don't have time for that, or to talk about who's doing what, or watch soap operas. You got work to do. You got a future ahead of you, and this is the way to go. You got volume 1, volume 2, volume 3. I'm completing volume 4. They're all available to you, and everything is worth its weight in gold on where? Amazon.com. There's no other book like that. I looked around. I don't see another book like that. But guess what? Dr. Arnold got it. And you'll see a little bit of my credentials. I'm not even all of them. I'm not bragging, but I'm inspiring you. Just like, what's that book? I just had it. Well, Lord Jesus Christ. My wife moved everything around, so I can't find it. But anyway, it's all good. Guys, I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate each and every one of you taking time to listen what I have to share. I really appreciate you who have desire to grow, to apply what you already know to earn great income, and also have the potential to grow. Guys, 10% down required for a home. You need to be in position where you can raise the 10% down or 20% down for your first house. You want to have that. Once you're there, you can leverage it. You want to be able to handle $2,500 to $3,500 a month in rent. Maintain your car expenses, maintain your health expenses, maintain your clothing. So all this stuff adds up. Get a water leak, you want to be able to leverage money to fix that water leak. Get that engine repaired so you can go to work tomorrow real fast. You want to be able to position. Guys, you need to be in the position to win, not a position of want. That's where I am. So anyway, guys, God bless you. Thank you for watching. This is Reverend Dr. Antonio on AKB Smoke Airborne, right here. Signing off. Have a most wonderful day. Airborne out.